I know I haven't made a video in a while, but I've been busy. Look, I'm back in my normal setup. I know you haven't seen this in a long time, but I'm back. Gonna have a lot of reviews coming. I actually have a ton of reviews that I have to do, so this is gonna be a busy week. I'm gonna be trying to spit out reviews as fast as possible because I got to catch back up and get back on the normal routine to where I can actually catch back up, because I'm not sure if I'm still going to be tech-ismazing to where I do tech reviews, but I really want to, so I don't know. I got to get back in touch. Gotta get my touch back. See, I can't even speak. I gotta get my touch back. That's what I meant to say. But with all that unnecessary update, let's go ahead and get into the review. I'm not gonna talk too much about specs. I'm just gonna try and spit this out as a review from a average consumer, because in the past few months I have been an average consumer. I'm totally out of the tech game. Like, I don't know anything about the Samsung Galaxy S6. Like, I haven't watched any videos over it, so yeah, I'm kind of out of it. But this review is going to be coming from the average consumer's point of view. The first thing that I want to talk about when it comes to the review is the build quality of the Note 4. With the Note 4, we have an all-metal frame, which is really cool because coming from previous phones that have plastic frames, the all-metal frame, it feels better in the hand, and it's actually pretty much better when it comes to dropping your phone and just basically protection and durability against a plastic frame. So that's a good update right there. It has very sharp curves. It doesn't have like a soft curve like it does on the iPhone 6 or the 6 Plus, so it's really easy to hold. You won't be dropping this phone as much as you will drop the iPhone 6. That's also another upgrade right there, so you won't drop your phone. You can have more protection. I haven't had a case with this phone, and I dropped my previous phone and I cracked it, but with this phone, haven't had a case and it's perfectly fine. So the durability is good, the build quality feels great, and while this is a huge phone, it is a 5.7 inch phone. I wouldn't say that my hands are too big, but with this phone I haven't had any problems using it. I can hold it with one hand, I can use it with one hand, I can type with one hand. Unlike other people who might have tiny hands, this phone might seem big to them, but it's been pretty good to me. I haven't had any problems. This is the AT&T version. I want to thank AT&T for sending this phone out to review. On the back you can see that it is stamped with the AT&T logo, and below it, it does say Galaxy Note 4. And unlike other versions of this phone, it doesn't have the Samsung logo on it, but this is the Samsung phone. It's just a different print, I guess I would say. But as you can see, you have your 16 megapixel back facing camera on the back. You have your heart rate sensor, which I haven't tested out yet. Like, I talked about this in previous videos. I really don't use features like a heart rate sensor on a cell phone. It could come in handy, say if I was having a heart attack or something, I don't know. I could use the heart rate sensor. If I'm working out, I need to check my heart rate, I can use that. I actually probably could have used this in class, in my health class, because we actually did something with the heart rate the other day. But normally I don't really use it on a daily basis. I probably wouldn't even use it once a month, but it's there just in case. It's a gimmick in my opinion. Not all phones need this, but you know, it's just something extra that they threw in. We have our headphone jack on the top. We have our power button on the right side, which actually fits my hand perfectly. Like, when I hold my phone with one hand, my thumb really sits right on the power button, so it's easy to reach. But the thing that I can say that isn't good for my hand is the volume buttons, because when I'm holding this phone with one hand, I actually have to adjust my hand to reach the volume buttons. But that's just what comes with having a big phone. The volume buttons are actually very clicky. You know when you're pressing up and you know when you're pressing down, so you don't have that kind of problem. But yeah, the design of the phone is really good. I really don't have any problems with it. We also have the fake leather that's on the back, and it gets lots of hate with the fake leather, but I really had no problem with it. Like, you really wouldn't recognize, at least not me, that it's fake leather, because I probably haven't even had real leather. I have a real leather jacket, but I don't wear it that much, so I don't know. I really don't have a problem with this. Some people might argue like, oh man, we want a real leather or something like that, but with the phone on, it feels really good. It's easy to hold, it's not slippery, it looks good, so I don't see why many people would have a problem with it. Me, myself, I don't have a problem with the leather on the back. It looks pretty good, and it's on a phone. You shouldn't really want leather on the phone. I don't know, it's just my opinion. Take it with a grain of salt. The next thing that I want to talk about is the speed on the Note 4, and the reason that I really wanted to bring this up is actually after the first day of using it, because once I started using it, I felt weird. I felt like it was going slow, and I felt like it was just lagging all the time. I wasn't sure what it was, but I figured out that it's the little small time that once you press the home button, from when you press it and then it actually starts making changes on the screen. It's like a little small lag. I'm not sure if I can capture it on video and show you guys, but it's like a tiny lag that I recognize. I'm not sure if anyone else recognizes it, because because I don't have that problem with any of my other phones. Like if I check it out on my Moto X that I have right here, it's pretty snappy, but when it comes to the Note 4, it's like takes like twice as amount of time as it does on my Moto X. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with TouchWiz or if it's just the Note 4, but it's the Note 4, so I would expect it to be faster. So if I tried and loaded something else, another kind of software onto it, if I rooted it or something like that, it will probably be different. Hopefully it's just a software issue because it does have a quad-core processor and 3 GB of RAM, so it should be able to handle simple tasks like pressing the home button. But when it comes to speed, I play games like Fun Run, 8-Ball Pool. I don't really play anything too intense. It handles those games very well. But actually, I'd say about 2 days ago, my phone actually like forced closed and it was like freezing. I couldn't open the app, but it was probably just the app. It probably had nothing to do with the Note 4, but I just thought I would mention that. But basically, the speed is really good, so I really don't have too much to worry about when it comes to speed, but it's pretty cool. It's a good phone. It's pretty fast. I just had a tiny problem when it comes to pressing the home button. It's just me. Just me. The next thing that I want to talk about is the camera. Now, this is a really good camera on the phone. Many pictures that I've taken and sent to other people, they would say, "Whoa, is that your phone camera?" Because it actually took a few good pictures. I went to a little dog park downtown Dallas. I'm not sure if it's downtown Dallas, but it's far away from my house. I went to a little dog park and I took a few pictures, which I'm showing on the screen now, and they look pretty good if I do say so myself. I'm actually going to go outside, take a few more pictures, so you're going to be looking at them right now and just see how well the phone works. And actually, the main thing that I use is Snapchat to take pictures, and once I looked at the front-facing camera, I could see all the details on my face. I could see all the bumps, all the freckles, and I was just, whoa, I was just impressed when I saw the quality of this camera. It's a really good camera. It has a 16 megapixel back-facing camera and a 3.7 front-facing camera. 3.7 megapixel front-facing camera, and it can shoot 4K video with the rear-facing camera. And yeah, it's a really good camera, as you can see by the pictures that you're seeing on the screen now. It looks pretty good in my opinion, but you can't really say too much about a camera. You just gotta look at what it does, because the camera does not lie. That's a famous saying that everyone knows, and it's true. You judge how the camera is by looking at the pictures on the screen now. And those are the three main things that I want to talk about when it comes to doing a review, especially from the average consumer's point of view. Because say if your friend asks you, "Hey, should I buy this phone?" You're going to tell them how fast it is. You're going to tell them if the camera's good or not. You're going to tell them if it feels good in the hand, what it looks like, things like that. But I have two more things that I want to talk about with this phone in particular, just because it has some cool features and some things that I don't like. Now, first thing I want to talk about is that multitasking feature. Now, this is actually the first phone that I've had that had multitasking like this, because I like how I can have two different apps open at one time. And what I would do is, while I'm playing a game, I would have the game open on the full screen, but then I would have a tiny window open of messages where I'm texting, or I have Kick open to where I can talk to people at the same time while I'm playing a game. That has really helped me out a lot, because I can't play games and message on other phones at the same time, because you would have to leave the game, and by leaving the game you would be quitting the game. But with this, you can do both at the same time and not be interrupted. It works really well. And yeah, I just really like it. I like that I can Snapchat while having YouTube open, so I can play my music from YouTube and then have it on Snapchat. Is a really cool thing that I can do that I couldn't do on other phones. But yeah, I really like the multitasking feature. But another thing that I wanted to mention was the speaker quality. Now, that was a bad thing that I thought about this phone, is because the speaker is located on the back. It just has a tiny little spot just for the speaker, and I really don't like that. I don't like that it's on the back. And coming from the Moto X, which has the two big speakers on the front, and then going to something like this with a tiny speaker on the back, the speaker quality really doesn't impress me. So I really don't find myself ever watching videos without headphones or something to that sort. So the speaker quality isn't the best. So if you're going to be thinking about getting this phone, then don't get your hopes up when it comes to listening to music directly from it. But that's just my opinion. Like I said, I come from the Moto X, so I expect the best out of the best when it comes to speaker, because I think the Moto X does have the best speakers when it comes to a phone. But yeah, the speaker really did not impress me. But yes, with the price point for this phone, would I recommend it to my friend? I probably wouldn't. The phone that I would recommend, if they were willing to pay this price, would be the iPhone 6 Plus. Like, still to this day, the iPhone 6 Plus is the best phone that I've ever used. I really like everything about it. There's really nothing I don't like about the iPhone 6 Plus. But like I said, the things that really turned me off from using this phone was the home button. I don't know, it just really made me feel like the phone was slow, even though it is really snappy. The phone isn't slow at all. It's just from my usage without changing anything, the way that it came in the box, like an average consumer would do, because you wouldn't usually get an average consumer to root their phone. That's something that they don't do. So I just kept it normal, and the little lag that it had just bothered me, and it still bothers me to this day. But yeah, that's my review over the Note 4. I just mentioned quite a few things about it, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Like I said, I'm back. I'm doing my reviews. I got a whole lot of reviews to do. I got more phones to review. I got portable earphones to review. I got selfie sticks. Like, I have a whole lot of things that I got to review. So you guys stay tuned and let me know, did you miss me? I was gone for a little bit. I was gone, but I'm back. I finally got my Xbox, my PS3, and my Elgato to work again. Some more gameplays could come as well. But you guys just tell me how you feel about that. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Deuces, YouTube.